Hi, welcome on the stream. It looks like I had some internet issues and they are maybe gone now. Like the preview on Twitch didn't want to load, and then I had a problem with Pretzel buffering for a very long time. But I think everything is okay now. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is any problem with the preview on Twitch. Okay, so I can start continuing the cleaning of this bench grinder. So first of all, plug in. Recording started, and now I have the main body to take care of. And today, before the stream, in the morning, I was in a hardware store, and yesterday I thought about buying the new stone for this bench grinder, and of course I didn't put it on the shopping list, and I forgot. Like, I was walking around the hardware store. I bought some of the stuff I wanted. And then I thought the entire time that I'm forgetting about something, that I should have more stuff. And only after I came back home and I was making some food, I realized that I was supposed to buy a new stone. So yeah, I will have to take care of it next time. Or maybe order something online. So this part, I will have to do some sanding. Oh, this paper should be good. Let's go a bit closer. This way. Is that loud? That seems quite loud. Although I'm not completely sure. It does seem to be quieter, slightly quieter than my voice. I should probably listen to it myself, because I think this volume scale is logarithmic. So something being just slightly below is much quieter. It is louder than the musical. Okay, I will mute. Hello, Eastside. I hate this remote. Actually, I don't even know if this is the fault of the remote or the receiver, but yeah, it's not very reliable. So yeah, hello Eastside. How's things? Good, I guess. I'm making progress on the room renovation. I hope that pretty soon I will be done, and then of course I will have more things to do, like more rooms to renovate, more corridors, more like everything, because there is always some yeah, never done. There is always something that can be improved. But I do intend to be done for a while. I don't want to start any new renovation for at least a couple of months after I'm done with that. So then I could theoretically concentrate entirely on streaming and all the like content creation and projects and stuff. And yeah, I'm muting because I assume this is quite loud. I could probably set up a system. Yeah, it shouldn't be very difficult to have some like secondary volume. That like define freely some secondary volume, and then I could have a key binding that would switch between my normal speaking volume, so that would be minus 14.5 dB, and then I would have some not too loud. Well, doesn't this completely overpower the music? Because on the volume graph it does seem to be like way bigger. The bar of the sounding seem to be way bigger than the music. But maybe that's fine. I don't know. Like, first of all, I haven't heard that. I should probably have some kind of feedback. Like some headphones laying around, and yeah, I haven't heard that myself, and also that's probably kind of a personal preference. Okay, I need new sandpaper. Tomorrow I will have to take care of some cables, some more cables, data cables specifically. Run all of the Ethernet cables. I should probably, I hope, have enough of the Ethernet cable. Some couple years ago I purchased like an entire box, so that's like 300 meters or so, and I think it should last for all of the runs. I will have to put four cables, I think. Yeah, 4 cables into one like vertical column of cables, and then 2 cables into the other one. It would be probably like on average 3 meters, or actually no, 2 meters. 2 meters on average. 2 times 6. 2 times 6, and then I would have to add of the like length in the basement. Yeah, that will be quite a lot of cables, quite a long distance, but I should probably have enough. Bigger issue will be fitting all of them into the tube. I hope this won't cause me too much of a problem. And when they are installed, I should be able to close the last part of the wall. And then I will be able to move on to plastering all of the joints and painting finally. And then spending money on new floor, which will be the worst part. Okay, this still needs some scraping. Okay, that's fine. Now the top. And now the bottom. With the new piece of paper. And I am recording all of that. Well, not completely all of that, because yesterday at the beginning I forgot to turn on the recording, so starting of the disassembly is kind of gone. Well, I could still pull it from Twitch or YouTube, or from YouTube, from my safe transmission, but it would have this task list embedded. Maybe I could zoom in onto just this section. Redo. I can't really redo the cleaning. It's already cleaned. I can't really make it dirty again. I can't unrenovate or unrestore. Just not trying. Okay, I guess it would be possible to unclean that, but it would be very difficult because it was a very old layer of all of the oil and dust and everything else. But I think that only taking of the stone is gone. Like it was roughly in this state, like everything else was assembled, and I just took off the stone. So I think that's good enough. And I will have to order a new stone because, of course, I forgot when I was at the hardware store today. I just knew that something was missing. Only man that I know that use latex gloves. These are nitrile gloves because I can't use latex. I'm not sure if this is allergy to latex specifically, or maybe some sort of powder inside of latex gloves. But I get a rash on my hands when I use latex gloves. Not rub them in 2 minutes? Yeah, I rub them in 4 minutes. That's why I replace them very often. That's what you do. Okay. Well, it becomes an issue only when I have like prolonged contact with latex gloves, like I don't know, at least an hour. So I don't think that anything else than gloves made out of latex will be a problem. How many pairs of gloves did I actually use yesterday? I see a lot of them, a lot of used ripped pairs laying all over the place. Dremel tool that I don't own. I thought about buying one in the past, but then I didn't. Because I would have to spend money. I will probably buy one still someday, but yeah, I have other priorities. I could probably also use a cordless drill, but I also don't have any kind of like bits, cleaning bits, like this wire brush or something. So yeah, I don't think I would be able to clean anything in here with a drill bit. Okay, that I think is enough with the sandpaper. Yeah, they are already ripped, but that's a small hole, so whatever. What is this item? Which item? Like this item or this item? This is oil, machine oil to be specific, and this is like a, I think it's called Scotch Brite. What do you think about ultrasonic cleaners for things like this? Ad rip, yeah, there is an ad. The ones you are cleaning, like this. This is a branch grater. It has a stone in here and a handle in here. This handle and this stone. Okay, now where is the oil? Oh, also a hole in here. That's not the oil. Maybe? Okay, that's the spot. And what? Ad starts in 0 seconds. Yeah, some kind of visual bug probably. What do I think about ultrasonic cleaners for things like that? I don't know about things like that. If it would be very effective against things like that. I think it would be quite effective about like cleaning all of the oil, removing all of the oil and stuff like that, and all of the dust. But some things are like some surface rust and other stuff is actually stuck pretty well. So I don't know. I don't think ultrasonic cleaner would help for that. But I would like to have an ultrasonic cleaner for other things. For many things. Like cleaning a fountain pen, for example. Cleaning many other things. I think you could make one, honestly. Maybe one day. But I don't think it would be very cheap. The parts, I don't think would be very cheap. So it's not very high right now on the list of projects to make. that maybe I could revisit that idea later this year, maybe even. I should write that down. Write it down through a paper towel. Okay. Make an ultrasonic. Writing with a paper towel over the keyboard is not very easy. Now I don't know which. Okay, this is the old spot. PC just crashed. My PC hasn't crashed since I replaced the RAM. All you need is a piezo ultrasonic transducer and metal container. Yeah, but it would have to be pretty powerful to put all of that ultrasonic waves or powerful waves into the container. So I don't think it can be something like, I don't know, one from a lighter or something. So yeah, it would have to be quite powerful, and I assume powerful piezo elements are not very cheap, and also metal container, it's probably also not free. Probably cheaper than the active element. And also I would need, of course, some power supply, which is also not free. Only once it is kitchen sink size. Yeah, of course, for things like that, definitely. Like I don't think something like this would fit into this kind of container. Small shitty one does the job for rust removal. For rust removal, how well does it remove rust? Very well? Okay, maybe it could move a bit higher on the list. And does it remove the rust completely, or only the like top layer of something very rusty, like all the fairly loose stuff, or does it leave the completely clean metal? I wonder, like, are all of the specs of the ultrasonicness publicly available? Like, if I wanted to make one myself, then I would have to know that stuff. Is it something that's like, you know, the amplitude and frequency and all of that? Is it something that's publicly available, or is it a manufacturing secret and I would have to just reverse engineer that? Or just guess and then hope for the best. If you see an acid solution, it will remove 100% of the rust. To make solutions by specific rust remover solutions. Well, if you have some rust removing solution, then most of the time it also doesn't need ultrasonic cleaner. You can just wait. Ultrasonic cleaner will probably make the process much quicker and maybe more effective in terms of all of the loose stuff, like layer of oil and things like that. But yeah, if you have something that, if you have some kind of liquid that's designed for removing rust, then it's already, like, most of the work is done. And I wouldn't want to use anything commercial. If there was something, some like publicly available recipes for some homemade solutions, it's kind of waste to buy it when you can just use vinegar and soap. Yeah, like vinegar and soap, for example. How well does that work? Because I remember I was trying to clean something with vinegar and citric acid, I think. And yeah, it worked kind of, but not that well. And I don't want to buy any kind of commercial products, because then I would be locked into that product. Well, I guess not really locked in, because I can always change the brand, but I would prefer something that I could make myself from the base components. Also, by the way, this is my best shirt so far. Well, maybe not exactly the best shirt, but this is the shirt that I use most of the time when going outside, when doing some shopping and things. So it would be quite good not to stain it with oil. I never tried it on its own, only used sonic cleaners, and it completely rips off the rest very easily. I take a few runs. Okay, maybe I will try to make. I don't promise anything, but there is a possibility that I will try to make an ultrasonic cleaner myself this year. There is a possibility that I will maybe do it. decent sun insulation. Maybe I would use it when I'm not in workshop. Like turn it on in the evening when I'm going home. I assume I shouldn't run it for the entire night, so I could probably include some kind of time switch. Or probably automation with Home Assistant and everything. Yeah, it would be controlled by ESP, connect to Home Assistant. And I assume that it would be very important to have proper like stands insulating insulating all the acoustic waves, so that it's not rattling or anything. Because that would add a lot to the unpleasant sound. I will probably have to spend a lot of time researching the ultrasonic cleaners. Maybe I should already start. Okay, now on the other side, a bit on the top, and I have to replace my glove because there are too many rips. Both of the gloves. Great for restoring old bolts, screws, etc. Yeah, I would probably have a lot of uses for that. Or so I say now, and then knowing me, I would probably have like a million different uses right before I make one, and then when I make one, when I will have one available, I will use it once a year. It was kind of the same with the 3D printer. I was always thinking that, I could, when I didn't have a 3D printer, I was always thinking that, I could print that, like this enclosure or this part or that thing or this thing. And then I bought a 3D printer, and I was using it quite rarely. It is still quite useful, so I wouldn't want to sell it or anything. But I don't use it nowhere near as often as I thought I would use it. Wonder if you could make functional sink cleaner combo. And I'm not sure about the connection between the like container and the pipe for the wastewater. like if the pipe wouldn't vibrate too much and it wouldn't cause some problems. My reduced tear effectiveness. Unless you would do some kind of more weird solution, like maybe some kind of like the siphoning cap kind of thing. What it was like Socrates cap, you know, the one with the canal going up and then down. So when you fill the container all the way, it starts siphoning and it empties the entire container. So maybe I could make something like that with the pipe going into the container from the top, and then you could pull it out when you don't want the pipe to disrupt any of the ultrasonic cleaning action. Or maybe something even more weird, more over-engineered. If anyone can pull it off, I think you can. I would probably have to think about this a lot. I'm not actually sure which parts were already oiled and which are still dry. Yeah, this I think was oiled already. I did put some of this scorch bright fibers into this cap. What's that thing you were restoring? A bench grinder. I finally bought one. It is making a bit of a whirring sound on one side of the turn. Like, I don't know if it will be audible now, or maybe it got fixed because it was caused by some kind of old grime in here. Yeah, right now I don't really hear any difference, but before on one side, like when I was cranking the handle in here, I was turning the crank. It was maybe not silent, but fairly quiet on this side, and then there was kind of like a gear grinding sound on this side. But maybe that's gone now. Maybe just need heavy grease, but that doesn't sound great. Yeah, it will be, I'm pretty sure it will be very different when I actually assemble that. But it sounds better then at least sounds more even than when I first got that. And also, I'm not sure about heavy grease. It probably shouldn't have heavy grease because it has this opening in here for the oil. And I don't think you would be able to put something heavy in here. It should be, I believe, fairly liquid. Notice anywhere on the gears? Yeah, I was thinking about that maybe there is some problem with the gears. So I checked I was looking at all the teeth, and I don't really see any difference between one side and the other. Looks fairly even, fairly uniform. What was I doing here? So yeah, because of these oiling spots in here and in here for the handle, I think this should be oiled with something of fairly low viscosity. Something that would actually flow into the hole. Actually, can you mix the oils? Like, can you mix the grease inside in here and then add some thin oil? I don't think it would work. It would like function very well. Now I don't know which was the wet spot again. This? Probably this. Okay, now this part. I will try to clean the inside in here as much as I can, but I can't do a lot. Ad starting soon. Okay, that should be enough. Now I can clean this. First, maybe clean my hands, because then I will just be putting more oil on all of the clean stuff. Okay, this will have to be enough. It moves too freely. Okay, maybe I can start assembling it. First, I should probably put some oil in here. Some oil back. Oh, some in here and to the hole. I spilled a lot. Okay, that's enough. Now this plate. It was going on like this. Maybe it has to be detached from the table. Okay, and now I believe this nut was on the inside, or maybe not, maybe on the outside. No, the screw head was definitely on the outside. And my add timer is gone again. Twitch has bugs, as always. Okay, I see. That's the reason for the square nut. Something else, some kind of pliers maybe. Okay. Now I'm thinking about this. I didn't actually put the oil on the center of the gear. And it probably should have some oil in there. It should have some oil in here. And maybe in here. Now it's better, but I should probably loosen the screw a bit. Okay, it still has a bit of this problem. Maybe it's slightly less of a problem than before. Well, now it's loose, so I will see how it works after I install the stone. And of course, because I don't have a new one, I will have to reuse this one, at least for now. It won't be very good for any actual grinding, but just to have something on here. Okay, now the handle. And I want to move the camera a bit. And now the smallest nut. This one is the smallest. Which side is better? Maybe this. Yeah, it's definitely better. How about tightening the screw a bit? Now I have to put on this stone. It is the same, right? Right. This will be very unbalanced. It's so unbalanced that it shakes my table. Okay, this will have to be enough. this was 17. I notice my entire table is shaking. I notice that this is slightly going this way. And maybe this is the cause of the sound. Or maybe not. I don't think it will explode or anything, and it was like that already when I bought it. So I will just accept the fact that it sounds like that. Maybe there is something wrong with this this shaft in here, like the teeth on this shaft. I wasn't able to look into them because I'm not really able to take it off. This is probably riveted, and I don't really have a sufficient metalworking setup or skills to be able to remove and then redo the rivets. This is extremely unbalanced. And this does seem to have a fairly big momentum. Okay, enough play. This side was going into here. Then I want a washer on this side and a winnie mat. I want these two parts to sound a bit better when moving, but like not grinding. But also, I don't want it to be too slippery, because then, of course, it wouldn't keep the angle. too close. And is this level? I think it is out of level, or out of like perpendicular, with the stone, but only slightly. Probably 1 or 2 hammer taps is enough. So yeah, I don't have a new stone to replace that. That part will have to wait. And other than that, I would say that this is ready. Also, I have to straighten this shaft of the handle, because can you see that it goes down this way? I don't think this hammer would be heavy enough. Also, I don't want to hit the wood. It would be better to have some sort of like piece of metal. In here. Or I can maybe straighten this with just my hand. Okay, now it is straighter. Maybe I overdone it. Okay, that's good. So, I think the only thing now, like actually the only thing, is to replace the stone. Or to buy the stone first. Maybe I could make some sort of calf protectors, like something I would. I don't think I want to integrate that with gloves, like make the entire gloves. I want these parts to be separate, so just something that I would put over my wrist to protect the ends of my shirt sleeves from getting dirty, and when I'm working with something like that. Okay, so that's done. I have to get rid of all that. Let's put it on in here. And I don't know where I would use that, because it has to be on the right side. I guess on the other side of the table. It's not a very good spot. And in here I can't use it because I have a vise in here. Okay, this goes. This first I will have to clean. And the timer came back and it says add starting soon. These go in here. Also, I can clock out the project and mark it as done. Now everything is oily. All of the handles. This goes in here. This also needs some cleaning. And yeah, just in general, I have to think about something better for remotely controlling the stream stuff, stream setup. This goes in here. Isn't the camera view a bit bright? Now for this I should probably use some isopropyl alcohol to make my hands even more dry. And also I think I could buy another, would you call that a bottle? Or a package? I don't know. And the bottle of oil is also oily, which is always horrible. I noticed that sometimes those labels on oil bottles who use a glue that's dissolvable in oil. So if you put some oil onto the bottle, the label just comes off, which is, I think, quite stupid. I don't think it's the case with this one, but the other one, I think the other one, like a Vaseline, not Vaseline, silicone oil. I think the bottle of silicone oil has that property. Okay, that's enough. And now I can move on to sharpening the saw. And first, I have this new file. And first I have to make the hole in the handle a bit bigger. Somewhere in here, yeah, this is six-sided. How deep should it go? It can go all the way through. Let's say in here. This would be 6. I don't think I have 6mm drill bit in here. Let's use 5.5 because I was using 6mm. 6mm for something at my house for the renovation, and also the electric drill, so I have to use this one. And I don't know how deep does that have to go. Maybe this even is enough? And then something smaller, like 3.5. This can go pretty much up to here. Maybe I want a bigger drill bit. The bigger one would be 7. And 7 is up here. Maybe that wouldn't be that bad. Okay, I think this is pretty much permanently on. Where are the smaller drill bits? There is one here and one in here. Okay. This goes in here. Now I need this, and the saw. I don't think it will fit with the table over here. This and this. Yeah, I have to remove that. And I dropped something. This. And this can go over here. Now I can actually open this freely. A bit more. Okay, so this goes from the bottom, and someday, maybe sooner than the ultrasonic cleaner, I have to make a saw vise. Because putting a saw into a normal vise is quite bothersome, quite annoying. And just doesn't work very well. Okay, maybe two of them, two spacers is too much. This one is thicker. Yeah, this doesn't work very well. Here, this side is quite good, but this moves around. Yeah, this is the reason why you should have a saw vise, because it's pinching on the top, not on the entire face, entire surface. Okay, I hope that it will somehow work. Then I need some light, some more light. Everything is falling apart, as always. Is this actually making a lot of difference? It should probably be closer. Like in here. Okay, this seems good. Now adjust the camera. And I will probably have to mute, because this will be loud, I assume. Very loud. I will have to make multiple attempts at that, or multiple passes, because this won't be nowhere near even. So I will have to first shape the teeth roughly, and then like file the top of the teeth again to have all of these flat spots at the tops, and then actually make them all even, like even height. So yeah, this will be multi-step process. That's extremely loud. I get a lot of vibrations because this is fairly loose. And this side doesn't move that much, so it's much better. But in here, this rattles at fairly high frequency a lot, and fairly high frequency and amplitude. Maybe I could put something else in here, something additional. I don't really have anything. How about those? Okay, now it's a bit better. So I can mute again. Okay, some rubber might help. With what? With the vibrations? Yeah, I don't think so. It has to be just held really tightly at the top, and I have a problem that when I tighten this vise, because the tightening screw is below the surface, it's like the jaws of the vise tip this way, so they open up at the top, and these blocks are held at this angle. Well, okay, maybe like this. These blocks are held at this angle, and it doesn't do a very good job of holding this end securely. They are supposed to be like better. It would be better if they were at this angle, and for that I need a spacer, like some block of wood on the bottom of the vise, and the angle that they need to be sharpened. Well, this angle this way, it's supposed to be 90 degrees roughly, and angle this way, like rotation of the file, this kind of varies, but I'm sharpening this with one face vertical, so it's one side of the tooth is at 90 degrees vertical, and other one is at like 30. Yeah, this file is like 60 degrees, so towards the this way, towards the tabletop, it's 30 degrees, or at least roughly 90 degrees, because on some teeth I see that I'm a bit off, but that should be fine. It can be a bit off. It doesn't have to be super precise. I think it doesn't have to be super precise. Okay, now I have to move it. Most of my saws have tiny teeth, so doing this would be a nightmare. Yeah, this is fairly rough saw. A dovetail saw, for example, have teeth like this. It doesn't want to focus. So yeah, this is a bit more annoying to sharpen, but it is like every single teeth is also a bit quicker, much quicker to sharpen. So I don't know, like, I think I prefer sharpening the dovetail saw because it's easier to hold. Just because the length of the blade is shorter. And yeah, this like angle this way, I believe is called a fleam. Yeah, this would be fleam. And for rib saw, it is supposed to be at roughly 90 degrees to the blade. So just going this way, perpendicular, and for crosscut saw, it would be, well, I have angles marked in here on these blocks, but I don't exactly remember what angle is this. Probably something like 30 degrees. And yeah, they are supposed to alternate every tooth. I think a butter knife would cut better than that, so why? Like, they are maybe not all to the same level, but it is fairly sharp. Or at least it could be duller. So I have to move this now. I guess that still needs a much smaller file. This one. And yeah, it is much smaller. Generally, you should use a file that has a face twice the size of the tooth. So when you, well, maybe on this one, when you put a file into the teeth, the half of the face of the file should be covered. Like half of the face of the file should be inside the saw. And this is of course much bigger, but I can't afford having like 10 different sizes of files, so I have just two. This one I bought recently, a couple days ago, specifically for sharpening this saw, because this one was too small, and this one I was using for everything else. Sometimes the entire tooth is covered by, or the file is entirely covered by the teeth, but yeah, it will just get used up a bit quicker. But right now, this is pretty good. Like it doesn't have any kind of wear issues, so I don't think it's actually that big of a deal. Here. Also, let's put both of them in here. And actually try to cut with this, because I don't even remember. This doesn't work that horribly. It could be better. But could be worse. It is completely usable. Would a diamond file work on this more so? Does it have to be iron? I don't know. Like, it should work. It just has to be a proper shape. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters what material it is made out of. You should time the cutting speed before and after. Of what saw? Like this saw? The dovetail saw, like right now I'm not sharpening it, so there is no after. And this saw, I'm reshaping the teeth, so this would be kind of apples to oranges comparison. I'm reshaping the teeth because this was originally a crosscut saw and I'm making it into a rib saw. Because I don't have any saw for ripping. And you can rip with a crosscut saw, but it's much slower and much harder. More effortful. I want a saw vise right now. And also, in regards to timing, speed, before and after, I always have the issue with before, like especially when it comes to footage or any kind of pictures that I should have. I always remember that I should have some kind of before footage after I'm halfway through the doing stuff. So there is no more before. The before state is gone. Okay, now this comes closer. And mute. I hate the range of that. Did you ever get around to making a stream mascot? No, I didn't. If I did, it would be around. Maybe there would, well, there will be something that would indicate that there is a mascot. It is on the list. Okay, I'm bad with directions. It is on the list in here. Here. So yeah, first I need to free up our Raspberry Pi, because I will use a Raspberry Pi for all of the technical stuff, the software side, or the hardware for the running software side on. And right now the Raspberry Pi that I could use is in the basement and it's controlling lights and reading the temperature from the furnace and other stuff like that. And I want to replace it very soon. I actually was making this a couple of days ago, couple streams ago, and this I want to put into the basement instead of the Raspberry Pi. So when I install that, I should have already the computer for the mascot ready, and then I could move on to making the enclosure, so the actual mascot. Sculpting, I guess, maybe, or rather carving. I'm not entirely sure how I want to make it. It will be just doing random stuff and hope for the best, because I'm not very good at designing any kind of artistic stuff like that. Even if I do have some kind of vision how something is supposed to look wise, it doesn't work out. So yeah, I will just be doing some random stuff, adding things like some kind of tubes maybe, or some wires, other things like that. A lens, maybe some kind of lens for the eyes, and then it will probably be looking very junky, and I will just say I will assume from the beginning that it will be part of the charm. So yeah, the shape of the mascot will just naturally emerge. And also, I have to think about the software side. Like I'm pretty sure I want to use some kind of AI, some kind of like a large language model, or small large language model that would fit, that will run locally on Raspberry Pi, and then it would be able to interact with the stream, so it would talk to Twitch API, and I also wanted to interact with the like itself, with the hardware, so it could move around with servo mechanisms and things like that. I wonder how difficult will that be. Like there are probably some kind of Python packages that provide some kind of integration with large language models. I wonder how difficult that will be to connect everything together. Won't be complex, probably just a pain. I don't know if it will be just a pain. Like I don't know if it will be a pain at all, because like moving around everything, controlling all of the servo motors and other things like that will be I will be able to like contain all of that in just some kind of function. So I don't know how difficult, like how complicated, how much of a pain would be to like tell large language model that if it wants to move around, then it should control, it should use this function. Maybe it will be just like actually telling the large language model, actually telling the assistant that if you can move around using this function, and it has degrees as an argument and all of that. Because I saw I think an article about using some kind of AI assistant on ESP, and it like actually covered giving the AI instructions like you have LED on GPIO number 5 or something. So maybe everything on the software side will be extremely easy. I do kind of expect the software side to be maybe not completely maybe not completely problemless, but it, I think, should be fairly easy. I think main issue will be the artistic part, like actually carving everything and connecting everything and putting everything together in a way that would look nice. I'm kind of scared to even start the project because of this artistic aspect. I don't know how this will work out. I'm kind of intimidated by the artistic aspect. Okay, this is done. and now I will have to do the second pass to actually make all the teeth equal height, because right now they are just shaped in a roughly proper shape. Maybe the rake is not quite consistent. I think it's called a rake, like angle this side, the rotation of the file. But I think it should still work. Would you write it yourself or just use open source packages? Like, I definitely won't write everything completely myself from scratch. I definitely wouldn't want like make my own AI model, because that would be a very, very, very long project. So yeah, I will use libraries, of course, and I don't know how how complicated the libraries would be. Like how much of a project would be just libraries. I expect that it will be quite a big percentage of a project, like quite a lot of functionality will be covered by the libraries, because it will be like pretty much AI assistant, and I expect that the almost entirety of AI assistant AI part to be covered by some kind of library. So I expect that it won't be like a very complicated or very big program in terms of number of lines, or at least number of lines written by myself. And also, I wonder how stupid this AI will be, because you know, the less RAM you can allocate to a large language model, and the stupider it is, roughly speaking. And I wonder how will this show, like if the answers for some questions or reactions or facts, if the facts will be just incorrect, or it will have maybe problems putting sentences together properly. I hope that it won't have problem with putting sentences together properly. How would you also at starting soon? How would you run the system? Would it have it integrated into a robot, or run it on a stronger system? I want no. I want everything to be self-contained. So the entire program, like large language model, and everything else is supposed to run on Raspberry Pi that would be inside the robot. Okay, now I have to do the second pass, which is to bring all of the teeth to the same height, and then do the sharpening again. Where do I have a file? I think I was using this one. Okay, now looks like that's all of the teeth in here. Now I can move it. Is Raspberry Pi capable of that, or would it be literal PC inside the robot? No, it's supposed to run on Raspberry Pi. And I assume the add rover. It says add start in 0 seconds now. I think the add timer became a bit buggy. So yeah, ads are over. I don't know how this add timer functions now. Anyway, yeah, the Raspberry Pi should be capable of that, but it will have to be like very low spec model, so it would be very stupid. And as I said earlier, I'm not sure how that stupidness, that stupidity will show itself. Like if just the facts that it would say would be incorrect, because that would be fine, because like it is supposed to be kind of an AI assistant, but I don't expect it to give proper answers to some very complicated questions. But the other way in which stupidity could show itself would be like having completely wrong reactions, or not being able to have like grammatically correct sentences, and that would be a bit worse. I hope it will be able to like produce proper English. Add a function where you whack it and with a stick, and it takes the punishment and avoids doing it again. Maybe, but then I would have to add some kind of vibration sensor. I guess vibration sensors are not that expensive, so it's an idea. I should write it down. Let's see. Robot mascot. Add vibration sensor to react to hitting. Okay, now I have to move this again. And I wonder, also like in terms of stupidity of the model, I wonder if it will be able to keep the character, because keep the personality, because I wanted to have a very specific personality, and it would be nice if it didn't go out of the character. I want the AI to claim that it's a demon summoned by me and put into the into this mechanical body. Okay, now this side. Mute, maybe. Well, I wouldn't say I cut myself. I more like just hit my finger on a tooth. Oh, now it's a bit red. Okay, that should be good. So now I have tiny flat spot, or in some cases not quite tiny, on pretty much all the teeth, on almost every single tooth. And now I want to do the sharpening again until the flat spot is gone, and not a stroke more, so that they are all sharpened to the same height. I imagine it's like Lloyd from Warframe. Well, I don't know anything about Warframe, but I do recall a video from Thought Emporium about making an AI assistant, and it was some kind of it was inspired, or I think it was like taken completely from Warframe. So maybe that was the thing. That was Lloyd. But I want to make it like, I don't know. The entire time I was imagining the mascot, the robot, to have a shape of an roughly resembling an owl, like with wings and everything, with beak. And that's what I'm going towards. I don't know how will be the execution of that. Like, if it will actually resemble an owl, but I will try to make it resemble an owl. Lloyd is a flying skull that has two faces, and this skull spins to whichever personality is talking. Yeah, I think this is something like this. Resembles from the description. This resembles the thing that Thought Emporium was making, and it was quite nice. I don't think I will be able to make something that nice looking. Very formal, old-fashioned, witty, and the other is Patrick from SpongeBob. More bloodlust. Sounds fun. Now I'm at the end and it's starting to ring. Okay, now I have to move this. Too much moving. Okay, it is pretty secure. Now this can go closer, and I have to move the camera again. And mute. Maybe someday. Okay, so sharpening is done. Now I can do the set. I have no idea what the set should be. It's been quite a long time since I was putting a set into this saw blade. Is it showing 2 teeth per inch? I don't even know how many is that. Okay, an inch. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Yeah, let's say 5. And this is a eclipse, so set. Eclipse so set. How to use it? Because I don't remember anyone. From 4 to 12 is graduated from 4 to 12. The number on the anvil roughly corresponds to a specific teeth per inch on the saw. So I'm supposed to set it to roughly 5. Instructions for use. I will have to put the saw into the vise. Okay, it loaded. Here said what about them. Clean up. Okay, I assume these are teeth per inch. So this should be a good setting. Good setting of the set. And of course I want to follow the set that already is in there. So that would be this tooth. And it has to go higher. Something like this. And maybe this should be fine. Okay, where did I stop? This is done. Okay, which one is that? This one is done, this one is done. And that's the end. Now the other side. I will have to put this over here and put the saw into the other side of the device. move the camera. And let's see. I have to start on this one. My bad, that's some chores. I was going to say Nacroloid is Cephalon based. Looks a lot like me. Upper class British accent. Maybe I should acquire upper class British accent. That would sound very sophisticated. Depending on the day, I do already have a bit of a vocal fry, so I believe this is a characteristic of old posh men. So I am already partially there. Okay, that should be fine. And now I have to put some oil on the surface. Maybe even do some scrubbing with the oil. Okay, camera goes this way. And then I need to scotch right again. That still has a lot of rust on it. Or maybe again. Maybe I should clean it with some citric acid. Because it won't cut very efficiently if it has such a high resistance. It's so rough. The blade should be quite slippery, although it has a fairly big curve, like a fairly big set, so it will produce a fairly big curve. So maybe it won't matter that much. But it would still be better to have a blade that's perfectly clean. Maybe a clean towel. Okay, now some testing. It is still not in a best shape it can be. Well, of course, it's like any, I think any saw can be in as best of a shape as it there is possible. Well, yeah, words are difficult. I don't think for most, at least for most of the sharpness range, I don't think there is some limitation with a specific saw. So maybe saying as sharp as it can be is not very. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But whatever. Let's try this. My entire bench is shaking. It is working somewhat acceptably, but it does have a lot of resistance. Like the sides of the blade do have a lot of resistance, so I don't know. Maybe I should clean it again with some citric acid to get rid of like actually almost all of the rust. It's resistant on push or pull, on both, because it's like actually the side of the blade moving against the wood. It feels different with polish help, and the problem is that the surface is rough, because of course if you put some oil, it is better. You should put some oil or some wax or some other slippery stuff on the surface of the saw blade, like the surface of the saw blade should always be lubricated, but in here it doesn't help that much because there is a layer of dust, of rust in here, so the blade is not smooth. If I rub a paper towel, it gets orange. So yeah, it feels different. Like I can feel distinct difference. I can feel both the resistance from actually cutting, so resistance on push stroke, and at the same time I can feel the resistance of the wood pushing into the blade, of the wood pinching the blade. Well, maybe not pinching. Maybe that's not the best description, but of the wood rubbing against the sides of the blade. You don't have anything that isn't manual to buff it? Yeah, I don't. I think I would have to just use some water, like I did with the bench grinder. Use some water and citric acid, and just a just one of those kitchen sponges. It does work quite well for removing all of the old oil and rust and everything like that. So yeah, I think it should help. Wire brush. I do have a wire brush, like electric wire brush, but I think using citric acid and this would actually be easier, quicker, and just better in general. And if I'm very careful, I shouldn't damage the teeth. Or I could also like resharpen them again with just one pass, because they are already shaped, so resharpening them at this point shouldn't take much effort. Tape the teeth maybe. I do actually want to clean the surface all the way up to the teeth, so tape would hinder that. Or maybe I can just use it and depend on the wood to scrape all of the rust. You'd think after all that use it would buff itself down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. To depend on the wood to scrape the surface. And maybe it is helping a bit. I'm not sure. Maybe I will just push through all of the rust. Also, how about making a line that's actually straight? Let's see. This would be roughly straight. Okay, looks like I can make a line that's actually straight. Hello, Vasan. And pretty soon, sadly, I will be probably ending the stream. I don't have a lot else to do. Well, actually, I could look into making this, remaking this angle guide on a 3D printer. Because this doesn't work very well. Like the angle is not very good, the bevel. So maybe I could still do that after the unprecedented situation yesterday. Well, day before yesterday, but I found out about it yesterday. The unprecedented situation that I was fixing the 3D printer again the day before yesterday, and yeah, it was on Thursday, and I was fixing the 3D printer again, and after that it was actually fixed. Too busy to tune in barrier. Sorry, you don't have to be sorry. It's fine to join wherever you have time, whenever you have time, or like not at all if you don't have time. I kind of struggle with talking about that, because on one hand I want to say that you know, it's fine not to be in here, like you don't have any kind of responsibility to watch my streams, but on the other hand I don't want to sound like I'm saying that I don't care about people in chat. I don't care about viewers, and you can not come in here anymore or something like that. So I don't know how to say something that wouldn't you wouldn't be able, maybe not be able, you wouldn't be likely to interpret that this way. Max autism. Yeah, I guess, because that's something that for other people comes naturally. Dealing with stuff like that. Dealing with communication. Okay, I think it will, the rust will rub off eventually. I get what you're saying. Okay, so now the ad starting in 40 seconds. So this is taken care of. The saw is sharpened. So now I can move on to, I guess, taking care of the 3D print. So I'm not sure if I already designed the angle guide. because I remember that I was printing something and I have no idea what it was. Like, I was trying to print something and then I discovered that the 3D printer doesn't work anymore, and it was so long ago that I have no idea what I was printing. But when I was looking at the last prints in the 3D printing software, and like the 3D printer controller software, what was that called? Octoprint, I think. When I was looking at last files in Octoprint, I noticed that there is something called angle guide. And I think I should be able to break everything. I should be able to open that, to download that file first of all. Well, now I have a camera in a way. Let's see. Here, here, and this goes in here. Okay, a better way to say it would be probably doesn't bother me if there is no one in the chat. That's out of words. Okay, so I have to turn on the 3D printer. Here. Also, this is done. Still not ready. Getting there. It would be nice to have this Octoprint also hosted on some kind of Raspberry Pi. Right now it's on Orange Pi Zero and it's very, very underpowered. I don't really want to get my keyboard all orange. It would be so nice to have a running water in here. I wouldn't have to clean my hands with a window cleaner. Okay. Now it's ready. Like this. And let's see, sort by upload. And here, this is the test cube that I was testing it with. And frame body. What is frame body? Case. And angle guide is in here 10 months ago. So maybe it's not what I was thinking about. Angle guide. I have no idea what an angle guide is. I should be able to download that. And let's see this one. Okay, both of them are at 100%. Oh, this shouldn't work like that. Here, close this. Okay, Prusa. What is that even? This is G-code. I don't know if I will be able to import G-code. Maybe open project? Would that be a project? Here, no. Okay, so I probably won't find out what that is. Hour and a half. Okay, whatever. I want to make this. Oh, that I was printing, the frame. Yeah, I do still want to print that, but that I can wait. So, angle guide, new. Oh, not this. How do I remove that? Delete doesn't work. Close document. Oh. Oh, I wanted this. Yeah. Or maybe this plane. Okay. And now this should have 30, maybe 35 or even 40 millimeters. Let's see, lines, maybe from the center, 40. Then another line in here, and this shouldn't have a specified length. Then those faces. This can be roughly 5 millimeters. So this would be 5. Zero. Here another 5. And 90. What did I break? Okay, over constraints. And now I want another line in here. No, not from here. From here. Okay, it still shows this kind of angle. So it would be 32 going this way, so 32 or 180 minus 32, it would be first here, this angle, go back. Here, okay, that doesn't work. I do have to put something in here, like, I don't know, 25. And now in here, 148, right? Yeah. 148, this is concentric. I don't need this. This should be vertical. This and this should be concentric, or coincident. Over constraint. Six degrees of freedom. Here, here, C. This should have 5. This is 5. Now this and this. And this should be vertical. Okay, now it works. Is this a correct angle? Yeah, I guess the center would be somewhere in here. Okay, 138. Close. And then the length is 150. It will probably have to take the entire space. Does it even fit? As this? Well, it would. It would on a diagonal. And it is 150 up to here. And then 5. Okay. Here, add 200. What happened? Here, add 200. Okay. And maybe I could put 32 in here. How to add some text? It was in draft, maybe? This face. And here this looks like text. String default 32 degrees. Well, just 32 is fine. And the position. Where even is that by default? Height. This was 40. This should be probably something like 25. And I still don't know where it's supposed to be. Is it something somewhere outside? Outside the body? Shape string. Oh, I have to click? Okay. No, still didn't do anything. I think I'm doing something wrong. And I think I don't care that much about writing. Okay, export, select an object, this object. Close. This object, export, and this would be angle guide 32. Save. Now the rails. They should be 20 by something like 30. This can be a new body. Part design, create a new body, create a sketch. Yes. Oh, let's see, and here. This would be 30 by 20. Close. Pad. And this is supposed to be the length of those diamond stones, which is about 15. $150. Okay. This is body 1. Export. And this will be angle guide rails. Discard. And process slicer. Process slicer, add. Where did that even save? On documents maybe? No. Okay, free cut again. Open recent. Well, whatever. This one. Let's see, if I export that, it puts into the tissue box. Okay, so it just saved the last location. Open, documents, projects, this, and this. And it should go on an angle. this angle maybe. Okay, looks quite good. Slice. This is almost 3 hours, almost 4 hours. Upload. What was it named? Angle gate, okay. Oh, now remove. I wanted to remove that, not to close the program. Prusa. Here, rails, open, and duplicate, add instance. Here and here. Maybe it would be better if they went across. So like this, and like this. Now move. This goes in here, this goes in here. Slice. This is over 4 hours. Maybe I can put them closer together. It could probably be quicker. 4:44. How can I unslice that? Closer together. Slice now. This is still 4:44, so it probably doesn't matter. Upload. Okay, now that's actually done. And that's the end of the stream. So I will print that overnight. Well, at least the angle guide I will print overnight, and maybe for the rails I will actually reuse those. And when that will be printed, I will do some sharpening, though not a lot of sharpening, because for part of the sharpening, like especially sharpening this knife, this iron, I want to put a bit of a bigger camber on it, so I will need the branch grinder for that. And to use a branch grinder, I need a new stone. And then I will have to dress the stone, which will be probably horrible. Anyway. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow for some sharpening and not a lot more. Probably just playing some Minecraft after sharpening. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.